So, the World Cup starts and I go to Germany. I've got to do the World Cup, haven't I? Problem is, I've got there and there's thousands of paps. I mean, I'm talking the world's paparazzi, like, entourage. There must have been celebrities in London thinking, where's all the photographers? No one's looking at me this week. It was mental, honestly. And it puts a lot of pressure on because you've got to get pictures that no one else has got. I mean, you turn around, Victoria Beckham, Cheryl Cole, Colleen Rooney, it's just like every 2 minutes. And in the end, you're just like, oh, it's only Cheryl Cole, it's only Victoria Beckham, or it's only Colleen, or it's only Wayne Rooney. I mean, it's just ridiculous, you know what I mean? So you have to get something exclusive. So you've got to come up with an idea. Come up with an idea, you've got to come up with something that's going to sell in the papers. Victoria Beckham, Colleen Rooney and Cheryl Cole, waiting for them to come out of a nightclub. I need to get a good set of pictures. I've got a complete Wayne Rooney kit on. I've had my hair shaved and everything to look like him. So basically what we did, we're walking back from the club and I chucked the camera to my mate, Adi, and I said, right, what we'll do is I'll give you a wink. As soon as we get a chance, get your finger on that button and burst it for like 2 seconds, and then that's it, it's all going to be over because I don't want anyone else getting the pictures. So we went, right, so we had it all sorted. So we're walking down the road, Colleen's next to me, Cheryl Cole's in the middle, Victoria Beckham's on the other side, and we're walking back, I'm walking with them, sort of like makeshift security, if you like. They know who I am. I'm feeling a bit safe walking with me, it's dark. Having a bit of a laugh, and that was it, just talking away. I looked at my mate and I went, right, 3, 2, 1. And as I went 1, he started flashing. But he wasn't the only one that started flashing, because I turned round, dropped me pants, and had my bare bottom out next to Colleen. And then we got the pictures, framed them all up, edited them, and all that. Rooney, Mooney. Made the front of every paper. Sun, Star, Mirror, Mail, everywhere. The Daily Sport even sent their own crack team of investigators out to Germany to try and find the guy who was the Rooney, Mooney man. Unfortunately, when I was there, I found the guy for them. They had a couple of models that they sent out, and they wanted me to take the 2 models to get a picture of the guy that did the Rooney Mooney, and they pay £1,000. So I turned up with the 2 girls, with me mate, and I said, hey, take a picture of me and these 2 birds, drop me pants. They both grabbed a cheek each, turned round with my face, dink, another 1,000 quid. The news desk rang me up and said, you didn't tell us it was you that did the Mooney. I said, well, you didn't ask, did you? But it was a bit embarrassing because the missus at the time rang me and said, what are you playing at? And I went, what? And she goes, I've just taken our son to school and dropped him off, and the headmaster's just called me in, and he sat at his desk reading a copy of the paper, and all I can see is your arse on the front page. Have you any idea how embarrassing that is for me? And I was like, well, embarrassing for you, you ought to try doing my job, I tell you. Film sets are a nightmare, I tell you. They're full of young kids that are given security jackets and told to stop paparazzi taking pictures. And they just run around like headless chickens, thinking it's a licence to, like, push you, grab you, hit you, all sorts. When you're working on a film set, you're basically waiting for a moment. And as soon as that moment happens, you know. And as soon as it happens, you just dive in. Well, I do, anyway. A lot of the times when I turn up on a film set, they know my face, they know my name, they know my van, they know who I am. So I've got a big disadvantage to everyone else. Recently, I went over to Cornwall to do a Tom Hardy movie. And they're filming in the massive big ship in this blah, blah, blah. One side of it, all the public are. The other side, the private road's completely shut. You can't get down there. Pulled up in my car. The guy said, I'm sorry, you can't come down, it's a private road. I said, excuse me, young man. I said, I live at number 16. Can you move your bollards, please? I'm trying to get back into my own house. And he's gone, oh, I'm really sorry about that, sir. Moved the bollards to one side, so I've drove through. I've got halfway down, and as I got halfway down the road, a couple of security have spotted me. They're like, what's George doing driving down here? By that time, I'm out, over the side, I'm like, taking loads of pictures. Tom! Looking up, Tom, look up! Loads of pictures. They're running over going, George, you're going to have to stop grabbing hold of me, pulling me and all this sort of stuff. And by this stage, I'm hanging over the scaffolding. I've got one arm over that and I'm leaning over. I'm like, don't come near me. If I fall, it's down to you. I'm like, taking loads of pictures and whatever. Tom's looking up, giving me the thumbs, done a couple of little videos, got loads of pictures. Happy days.
Oh, he's going to get his drone in.
I decided to hang around because all the other paps had gone. I just can't help myself. There's always something else going on. So I've nipped round the security fence later on and I've seen Tom Hardy and this other actor dragging this dead body down the side of the wharf. So I've jumped over and I've gone bang, 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 shot a really good set of pictures. Security have gone mental. They've come running over, they've grabbed me, they've put all these fences up and everything. I said, right, I'm off now, lads, I've got everything I need. So I went, sent the pictures in, sold them to the Mail. As it happens, I can see why they might have been a bit anxious because I'm taking all these pictures. I don't know what, I'm just getting what I can. But as it turns out, the pictures that I've got, I believe now that I might have sort of ruined the end of the film. But, I mean, how was I supposed to know? The only time I've ever felt really, really scared was I was up in Tetbury in Gloucestershire. I found out Prince William and Prince Harry were playing polo, and they don't advertise it to anyone. So I've turned up there, pulled up to this entrance, and I've got the van, and I've got a thing on the side saying, smell gas, ring this number, blah, 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 which is just made up. I went up to the thing, and the guy said, oh, you're not coming in here, mate. You can't come in here, you've got no pass. I went, what do you mean I'm not coming in? If you don't let me in, I said, they're not going to have any gas for the barbecues and that. I said, I've got all the gas for the hog roast and all that. And he went, have you? And I went, yeah. So they've just rang me up about half an hour ago to get me arse down here quick. So he went, oh, right, OK, you better come in then. So they've waved me through. So as he's waved me through, the guy on the door just waved to this copper, like, as if to say, I'm all right. So I've got through the driveway. I turned left. Thought, I'm in. I can't believe it. I'm in. William and Harry. Brilliant. What a result. So I've pulled up on the left-hand side of the grass and I've slid into the back of the van, shut the door, and I've just waited in there with my camera. And the next thing, I've heard this guy in the radio going, yes, it's registration number, whiskey, Charlie, whatever. And he read my registration number out. So I thought, what's going on here? I've been in the van for an hour, like hiding, waiting for him to turn up. So I've got out the back door, opened the van. I couldn't have parked in a worse place. I've opened the back door to try and let myself be known, do you know what I mean? And as I've opened the door, I'm in the middle of about 30, like, polo ponies. I couldn't believe it. So I've obviously parked on the opposite side of the polo hospitality tent, and that's where they were parking all the horses. So it was an absolute nightmare. I'm like, what am I going to do now? So I've just sort of blagged it and said, listen, mate, I don't know, I'm in the wrong place. I was supposed to be in the car park. They told me to come round there. So I've drove off, and as I'm driving off, he's making out that I'm leaving the premises. So as I've drove off, I've got to the bottom, this cop has stopped me. I've wound the window down. I said, all right, mate, yeah, sorry to bother you. I've just been dropping off a bit of the pony feeds and all that. They told me to come and park in the top car park, so... He's gone, right, OK, then, because I'm already in, do you know what I mean? So they realised that I must have been checked at some stage. So I've turned left. As I've turned left, I've gone up to the car park at the top. I've slipped back down towards the pitch, got back in the van again, and then Wills and Harry have come out. So I'm, like, shooting loads of pictures of them on the horses, like, hitting the ball and all this. I've got out the van, right, to get some more pictures, and as I've got out the van, I don't know what's happened, but I'm actually inside another van, and it's all dark, and there's a guy kneeling down in front of me, and he had a gun. He had a laptop bag over his shoulder with his hand in it, and his hand was on a gun. And I was like, oh, my God, I don't even know how I got there. It just all happened dead quick, you know what I mean? And he basically looked me in the eyes and he went, hello, Mr. Bamby, how are you? How's your little son doing at grammar school and all this and blah? And he started, like, coming off with all these, like, personal things about me that, like, no one normally would know about, do you know what I mean? And he said, listen, I'll tell you what's going to happen. He said, you're going to get out the van in a minute and we're going to escort you to your shitty little van. You're going to get in your shitty little van and drive down the road towards the M5, and we're going to have some nice people that are going to be giving you a little lift there in front of you and behind you in convoy, and they're going to be watching you get on the motorway. And if you turn round and come anywhere near where we are at the moment, you're not going to really like the consequences. I just couldn't wait to get out of the van. So I've got out of the van. Next thing, there's, like, all these people, like, walking around me in some sort of makeshift circle. To the public, they couldn't see them, but I knew they were with me. I knew they were escorting me all the way to my shitty little van. I couldn't even drive. I was like, oh, my God. I just wanted to get home. I just wanted to sell my camera gear. I never wanted to do the job again. I just thought, this is it. That's the end of this career. Get somewhere else. When we got to the next junction on the M5, and the special branch of the MI5 or whoever they were overtook me and all gave me a little finger out the window as they were going past. But I did have the photos of William and Harry, which are sold in America, a few other countries, so not a bad day, all in all. Sometimes you've got to take the rough with the smooth, haven't you? The wags always sell really well. Wags on the beach sell even better. Bikinis on and all that, the magazines love them. I tell you what, a few years ago I was over in Portugal. England were playing in the World Cup, and before they went to the World Cup finals, they let them have a week with the wives in Portugal, Vale de Lobo, on the beach to relax. So I'm there. The problem was, because it's a private resort, no one could get in. Everyone had to hide the cameras and all that, and there's a little hotel in the middle of the resort. So I'm in there, I'm in the hotel, but the police were armed with guns. And if they caught you with a camera, they basically took your camera gear off, you confiscated it, and that was it. You're not getting it back. But our gear's worth thousands, so you had to be so careful. The problem was, every time anyone went on the beach in the morning to get the cameras on, they were getting checked, all the bags were getting checked, and they were just taking the cameras off them. I had a good thought. I need to get a camera on the beach, right? That's what I need. That's where the wags are, that's where the England team are. Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard, ROONEY, all that lot. So what I did was, the night before, 10 o'clock at night, I sneaked down the beach, got a camera in a plastic bag, tied it all up so it was waterproof, dug a big hole in the sand, buried the bag with the camera in the sand, covered the sand over, and put one of them deck chair things over it. That was it, I left it. Next morning, goes down, shorts on, towel, walks on. Hello, how's it going and all this? Got on this sun lounger, lay there for about 2 hours. And just waited. I turned round, about 10 minutes later, Michael Owens trumped up on the lounge next to me with his missus. Jermaine Jennings has turned up with his girlfriend, Jermaine Defoe, Wayne Rooney, all that lot. So they're all there. I basically moved my sun lounger, dug my camera up, got my bag, put my bag on the thing, opened it, be really careful not to get any sand in my camera. I got my camera, put my towel around it, and I've slid down the sand, gone bang, 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 like that with me, whatever. Put my camera under my towel, I'm there. They carried on playing in the water, splashing each other, got my camera out, loads more pictures. I'm like, oh, yes, I've got some of the wags in the bikinis, because bikini shops with wags make big money, you know what I mean? Next thing, I've looked round and I've seen 2 police come running down the beach. And I'm like out shooting the pictures, and they were on the level of the beach, I mean. I'm like, oh my God, they've seen me, so I didn't know what to do. So I've got my camera, I've got my thing, and I start running off down the water like this. So I'm jogging and I'm running and running. I've left my towel, I've left everything, I've just got my camera in my hand, and I'm running. I come up the sand, and then they must have radioed. There's other police running. They come chasing me across the sand, because they're going through all the heavy sand. It's hard for them to catch up. I'm on the flat sand, so I've got up the embankment, run over, jumped over this fence, legged it down the road, and as I got up the road, I've got to the hotel, and all the paps are sat on the wall. I'm like, Jesus, lads, help me, the police are coming. So as I'm running up, I've got near the wall, and instead of having to go round to the entrance, I've put my arms up, and they've pulled me up over the wall. But next morning, I got up, and there's one little newsagent's on the resort, and as I've walked down to the newsagent's, as I'm walking in, there's about 30 paps, and they're all like that. Clapping as I'm walking through. It was like being married and everyone throwing confetti over me. I thought, what's going on here? A bit of wind-up or what? And I've got in, and I've made page 3 of every single British newspaper. The Sun, the Mirror, the Mail, the Star, the Express, the whole lot. And them pictures made me nearly 30 grand. And that wasn't even including magazine sales. Mary Berry is a lovely, lovely, sweet, little, lovely lady. She's just adorable. She's so nice. First time I went to photograph Mary Berry, she was doing a book signing in Salcombe, and the security wouldn't let anybody in. If you didn't have a ticket, you didn't have a book, you weren't getting in. I saw, like, the glass window, and she sat there, bless her, you know, signing her books. Lovely-looking lady. She looks really nice and looks all glamorous, and I thought, how am I going to get in here? So I went to Boots next door, and I got some, a little tablet bottles. stuck a couple of tablets in it, Tic Tacs or whatever. And I went to the door. I went, "Hey, mate, you all right?" And he went, "Have you got a ticket?" I went, "No, I haven't." He said, "You can't come in here." And I said, "What are you on about?" I said, "I'm Mary's nephew." I said, "I brought the tablets over." And he went, "Oh, I'm really sorry. So he let me in. So I just walked in. Through the window, I'd already seen there was a chair next to Mary available. So I thought, that's having my bum on it, you know what I mean? So I've walked straight in. Mary's doing a book sign. She's signing a book for someone. I've gone, "Hello, Mary, you all right?" I said, "Listen, I've been here sent here to look after you for the day from the publishers." I said, "So anything you need, just let me know." And I put the tablets on the table, right? Left, and then she went, "Oh, thank you, dear." Then this security guard come up to me and he goes, "Sorry, mate, I'm going to have to ask you to leave." I went, "Leave?" Mary Berry turns around and she went, "Oh, you'll do no such thing. He's with me." Like that. So the security guard goes, "Oh, sorry, Mrs. Berry, sorry about that." And anyway, he just walked off and he went, "Sorry about that, mate. I thought you were someone else or whatever." I said, "No, I said, I'm just here with me Auntie Mary." And all these people coming having the book signings, they're all like, "Oh, Mary, I love your cakes, I love this. Oh, you make great cakes. Oh, your bacon's brilliant." And I thought to myself, what would horrify the great British public? Something that's not going to be too bad, that's not going to upset her or, you know, create a bad light for her or anything like that. So I thought it's got to be something to do with cakes, hasn't it? And then I come up with a little cunning plan. What if I was to get her buying some cakes from a supermarket, but not any old cakes, get her buying a box of Mr. Kipling's? Here was the plan. There's a local supermarket, little store near Mary's house. So we go down there one day, got the van outside, little hole in the side. I was going to get my mate to go in with a carrier bag, a few bits in the carrier bag to pack it out, and a box of Mr. Kipling's cakes on the top. Anyway, what's happened is, my mate's gone in, got the carrier bag, got the Mr. Kipling's cakes on the top, everything going to plan. Mary turns up, she goes in, does all the shopping, he's in front of her, he's already paid for his stuff, waiting near the door, flicking through a magazine. She's coming out, he comes out in front of her, drops some Mr. Kipling's cakes on the floor, walks off, she comes out, "Oh, excuse me, dear," bends down, gets some Mr. Kipling's cakes, "You've dropped these." He, like, takes his time walking back, she's holding them up, I'm taking loads of pictures. I'm like, "Yeah, result, I'm on a right touch, yeah, this is going to be brilliant." Bang, 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 loads of pictures and all that. Then my mate came back to the van, wanted to look at the pictures, and I opened the camera to take the memory card out, and there was no memory card in the camera. I think someone was looking down on Saint Mary that day. Someone was definitely looking down on her. Miracles sometimes do happen. That was probably one of them.
This has made me a few quid in the past, but it's also got me into quite a bit of trouble and all. Oh. It's not about, like, going over into people's gardens and taking pictures and all that, because you couldn't sell them pictures anyway because of the privacy laws. The good thing is with this, and the reason why this comes in quite handy, is if someone lives in a house that's in a community where you can't see the driveways and stuff, you can flick the drone up, fly it over or whatever, and see whether the car's there. And in the case of someone like Rich and Judy with our holiday home, if I stick my drone up and the car's in the drive, I know they're there, I know I can hang about and hopefully get some pictures, you know what I mean? So I've got the drone up, setting it all up or whatever, and Bilko's talking to me about something, I can't remember what it was. And I set it up 40 metres, blah, 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 flew it over his house. That's miles away in the sky, he's not going to see that. But because Bilko was talking to me, instead of setting it at 40 metres, I set it at 40 feet. I'm looking down at my monitor, and I'm not looking at Richard Madeley's house. I'm looking at Richard Madeley in his boxer shorts, cutting his toenails on the veranda outside his house. I'm stood there, I'm like, oh my God, he's looked up. I mean, basically, it was like watching a CCTV camera when you knock on someone's door and you look at the camera. He's basically looked up like that. I've gone, oh my God. I've just flew it back straight away, landed it, grabbed hold of it out of thin air. I've gone to Bilko, chuck that in the van quick. He's got it in the van, put it in the box, put it all away, put everything away. I've got in the van. As I'm getting in the van, I've seen this car screeching out of his driveway, and it's gone to pull up in front of us. And as he's gone to pull up in front of us, I've pulled out so he can't get in front of me. And he's banging on the back of the van going, "Get out, you effing cowards! Get out, you effing cowards!" and all this. So we've basically just done one, right? We've got down the lane. Fortunately, the lanes are really tight and there's a couple of cars coming the other way, so they've gone past us. So basically there's cars in between, so he can't chase after us. We've bombed off down the lanes and we've just gone. I thought to myself,
there might be a bit of a problem here with the police, you know what I mean? What am I going to do? What's the best way to handle it? So basically, I rang the police and I went, all right, mate, yeah, sorry to bother you. I've just been down this little place down in Cornwall flying my drone. I've flown it off and this guy's just come out running and chasing me and going absolutely mental. I've got no idea what's happening. I don't even know how to use it. And I've given me name and all this sort of thing. And next thing, the police have rang me back and they said, we've just had a phone call of somebody complaining and blah, blah, blah. You've upset one of the locals. I'm like, well, I don't mean to do that. I'm on holiday and I'm with my son and I don't know what to do. And I'm really upset now. Should I go and apologise? And the copper said, no, listen, don't worry about it. We'll sort it out. We'll go and see the guy. We'll pay him a home visit and we'll explain what's happened and we'll apologise and blah, blah, blah. And tell him it was a genuine mistake. I was like, oh, I'm so glad about that. Thank you so much. So I've gone off. Next thing, Richard started tweeting, right? Because I've got him on automatic tweet, so I know what he's doing. He's tweeted, just had two right peeping toms with a drone over me house. I'm sat there cutting my toenails in my boxers and they're spying on me and all this and blah, blah, blah. So I thought, I can't believe this, because once he's tweets, the papers and the magazines monitor all the celebrities, so they know straight away something's kicking off. So I thought, well, how can I make a few quid out of it? I've got Bilko sat there with the control, flying the drone about 4 foot off the ground in front of him, taking some pictures of Bilko, and Bilko's going, what are you doing? What are you doing? I says, oh, we're just going to make out that you're on holiday. You've been flying your drone and you've cocked it up and you've flown over their house by mistake or whatever. I says, don't worry about it. I says, everyone will be happy, it'll be sound or whatever. I says, your picture might be in a couple of the local papers. I said, but don't worry about it, you'll be sound. I've sent the pictures out to the papers and I didn't realise what was going to happen. He ended up in the Sun, the Express, the Mail, the Mirror, the Star, made all the online stuff. They were having phone-in radio shows about him, being a peeping Tom and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I got paid quite well for the pictures. One of the magazines picks up on it, gets in touch with Richard and says, look, you know, do you want to do a bit of a story? Because it's amazing how the magazines sometimes work with the celebrities when it suits them. So the headline was, stalked Richard and Judy. So to tell the story, they've obviously got to use pictures of Richard and Judy, haven't they? I'm the only one who's been doing them for the last 12 months. So they use my pictures. And naturally, if they use my pictures, I've got to get paid for it, haven't I? And turn it off.